This is the Garden of English. I'm Tim Freitas, and today I'm going to talk about some of the restructuring that we're doing so that we can be a little bit more consistent and that you can actually know when to expect things. So check this out. All right, over the past few years, or should I say the past year and almost a half, the Garden of English has grown well beyond than what I ever thought it would. And we're actually continuing to grow, and that's really exciting for us. So what I wanted to do is I want to make this video here today to talk about different ways that we're growing, different ways that we're changing, and then also tell you about opportunities that you can have to actually support the Garden of English and make things as clear as possible. And now the easiest way that you can actually help it support the Garden of English is by doing what I always ask you to do, and that is just pressing like and subscribe. But I did want to just also tell you that we have decided that we are going to start releasing videos on Mondays and Wednesdays for consistency. Now, does that mean that we're going to hit every Monday and Wednesday? Who knows, right? But we are going to push for every Monday and Wednesday. And the reason why is because we have so many video ideas and we try to get them out to you as quickly as possible. But in doing so, that requires a lot of extra work, and on top of teaching and parenting 5 children and maintaining the Garden of English and doing all the other consulting work that I do, it gets hard, right? And now that we actually have other people that have joined up with being independent contractors with me in the Garden of English, it becomes even more to manage. So we want to have a more steady schedule. So we're looking at Mondays and Wednesdays for that. So that's something that you can know, is that if you're thinking, oh, when will a video come out? When will a video come out about A, B, C, or D? By all means, Mondays and Wednesdays are when you will be able to check in and see what we are actually pushing for. Now, with that being said, that doesn't mean that we're not going to film videos throughout the week. In fact, I've got a plethora of videos lined up, and I will film those and edit those throughout the week, but we will release them for the public on those 2 days. However, though, one of the things that we do want to actually also highlight for you all is that for those of you that want to support the Garden of English, I know that a lot of times people have actually just donated some money or things like that, which is always appreciated, but we are actually looking to set up a stronger Patreon campaign for actually less amounts of money than I typically receive through donations, right? And so what we have is we have our Patreon account, and what that allows for is that allows for just monthly donations to the Garden of English that are as low as $1. And so if you think about that, that's $12 a month to get all of the access to what we provide. And then in our Patreon account, we actually have different tiers that will give you more things. So I just want to cover that right now. If you actually sign up for Patreon for more than $1 a month, at $3 a month, what you'll do is we'll actually start featuring your names in our videos as Patreon supporters. We'll also give you early access to our videos. So if we film videos throughout the week that might not be released for maybe up to 2 weeks in advance, we will happily give you that link and you can have early access to those videos. And then we'll also give you some Patreon posts if I'll tell you where we're going and things like that. And you can also know that our love for you at the Garden of English is growing because of that added support that you're giving to us. So that's our first tier for Patreon. You don't even have to sign up for the first tier. You could even just do something like $1 a month. But the first tier does give you some added benefits. Our second tier is at $5 a month, and we're going to include all of what I just said, but I'm also going to include a digital download of a poster file of your choice. It doesn't matter to me which one that you would like. And you could actually request videos that you would like to see for content based on your classroom. I'll give a shout out to your classroom as well. And I'm happy to do that so that we can actually work with you to actually meet all of the needs that you have in the Garden of English. And then our final tier will give you all of those elements, but we'll actually give you free digital downloads of multiple posters. Also, I'll give you opportunities to request videos that you actually want. And then I'll also do a monthly Q&A for an hour each month in the evening at the end of the month. And we can go over any planning that you have. If you want to invite some students to do some interactive stuff with me via Zoom, I'm happy to do that with you as well. So we'll open up an hour of that. I'll put that on a schedule and I'll say, here's our Q&A for that month. And I'm happy to work with teachers in that manner to help you plan, to help you figure out things with students. And if you want to bring some students in, I'm sure we can work something out about that as well. And that's all done through Patreon. And we would really encourage you to support us that way, because that's going to help us grow even more, especially as we start changing and transitioning our business model. So that's one of the ways that you can actually help us. Another way you can help us is to actually consider purchasing some of our merch. I know that a lot of times our merch is seen digitally, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to actually just put in a film of the back wall of my classroom that actually has the posters that we have and the t-shirts that we sell up there. So you're going to want to check that out. And what you'll notice as you scan through these particular images is that you can either buy poster files and download them and print them yourselves, or you can actually go to our Spreadshirt shop and you can do poster files and t-shirts that are printed on demand as well. And so there are multiple options for that. We have a variety of styles of t-shirt and sweatshirt, and you can mix and match to get whatever you would like. And please note that does indeed help support us, and it helps get the name The Garden of English out there. And we are incredibly grateful for any and all of that support. It is our desire to actually support you. It's also our desire to support you in ways that are as free as possible. But once again, in order to do all of this work and to get the equipment to do this, right, we do have to fund that. And so here we are. We're just reaching out to ask you all to consider supporting the Garden of English in ways that you can. And once again, if that only way is by clicking like and subscribe, well, that's okay too. But we do ask that you consider helping us as we move into our future plans for the growth of the Garden of English and bringing in hopefully a couple more consultants that I am working with currently, but I also have to pay them. And so we're trying to make sure that we can create a business model here that will allow us to flourish and grow and get you all of the resources that you need for years to come. I appreciate your time, and I hope that you consider supporting us by doing any of these things. But also, we are active on Facebook and we are active on Instagram, and I encourage you to check us out there as well. And we are happy to help you with all of your classroom needs, one skill at a time. So have a great one.